feel like it. Check. There's Johnny. You can hear me?
Steps back in the pocket. Throws the home run ball deep middle. Marsh over the shoulder with a catch. Nick Marsh.
Yeah, but
I can hear him. I can hear him.
To the right pylon. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU. Lightning in a bottle. Aiden Childs with the home run ball to the young Nick Marsh.
Auto Owners Insurance presents The Jonathan Smith Show. Tonight's show is sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense, and by the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. And by Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Now with head coach Jonathan Smith, here's Will Tieman.
And a pleasant good evening to everybody around the great state of Michigan, and welcome into the Coach Jonathan Smith Show.
Got one for
presented
you,
by Auto Owners Insurance.
Oh, yeah?
And so, look how rested he looks. Yeah, didn't have a game last week. Probably went to Florida for a couple of days. Didn't do much. How was the off week?
It was good. Definitely different than a game week. But we approached it. I felt like we got a lot done. As a team, practiced a couple of times, got some recruiting done, which is, important. Got around to see a lot of players. A lot of them, we're either chasing or currently committed to us, and we feel good about that. And so that's always nice on a bye week to be able to get out and about. We did take a little downtime on Saturday. So, of course, I watched a little college football and that, and then came back and hit it pretty strongly on Sunday. We practiced a lot longer than we normally would on a Sunday, and so prepping for Illinois, and then we're back into our normal rhythm kind of these last couple of days with our practices Tuesday and today.
So isn't it good, though, sometimes just to step back just for a second?
I think it's healthy. You just watch other teams play, kind of whatever Saturday, watch the TV copy, and some of the frustrations I'll have with maybe our team at times. Well, you're watching other teams have similar struggles, and this thing's competitive now. And the back and forth of these games, and so that was good.
So I'm just wondering, okay, it's a Saturday afternoon, you're sitting just watching the game, right?
Yeah.
You weren't watching Illinois because they had the week off too. Can you just watch the game, or are you watching it and analyzing it at the same time?
Yeah, I'm analyzing, thinking about, what are you doing here, third down, fourth, how, the momentum of the game, should they punt, field positions showing up. I'll take notes, like there might be a play I see, and so I'll take a little note of it. Hey, second down in the second quarter to, get a copy of that. Or you always think about coaching plays too, maybe mistakes getting made by a team. It's always, I feel like, best to be able to show our team other people making mistakes versus just learning from our own the whole time. So I'm thinking about that. So very different than maybe a fan watching the game.
By the way, I always ask this question. You got a favorite junk food like pretzels, dip? What do you do?
Oh, I love chips and salsa. I know that. That's what I snack on a decent amount. Even like Halloween, just pass. Reese's peanut butter cup. I'm always a sucker for those. But those have it.
So your ball club, how do you think that affected them? They needed a break too. Do you think it was really good for them to step back a moment?
I think so. We'll see how we come back and respond. That was a disappointing, tough loss. We're not pleased at all, really, with the performance of our last game, and so kind of be able to reset, regroup, talk about it, but also maybe take a deep breath to be able to focus in and finish on these next, we got 3 games, 21 days with last Sunday. We got a short week the following, this next week. And so being able to prepare for that a little bit. So I think it came at a good time. You like the buys. We've had 2 of them, and I like it. I prefer it like kind of how we had it in the middle of the year, right? We played 6, and then you get a couple more games and take another break versus maybe having it in like week 2 or something.
Well, this has been a little bit odd, I think, in some ways, the 2 off weeks. And your travel, you're flying all over the place. If I just look at the Big Ten collectively, As a head coach, since this is a little different than, say, business as usual when we were more regional by conference, have you had to make adjustments?
Well, I think you think about the next year and that travel component. I don't know the exact number, but there was a stretch there of whoever's having to go multiple time zones is not playing very well at that particular place, whether it's east going west or west coming over. And so I think there's something to look at, whether on your travel side you go a little bit earlier, do you change your practice plans a little bit? There'll be something to tweak, because I think that's a reoccurring theme. You look across the conference, those that have had to travel multiple time zones, I think the win-loss record is not very good.
By the way, we're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. If you want to join our live audience for any of the MSU Coaches shows, make your reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. And by the way, for hunting and fishing to trail riding, nothing tackles Michigan terrain like the Can-Am Defender. If Michigan is your turf, you need this ride on your roster. Visit canamoffroad.com/defender to learn more. Can-Am, proud sponsor of Michigan State University Athletics. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Jonathan Smith Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Is joint pain slowing you down? Imagine waking up and moving through your day pain-free. The orthopedic and sports medicine specialists at McLaren are experts in the latest surgical and non-surgical advances to relieve joint pain and restore movement so you can rediscover the activities you love. We'll help you get back to what moves you. McLaren, the official orthopedic and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics.
Farm Bureau Insurance invites you inside the green for an exclusive dinner with football coach Jonathan Smith. This unique experience includes a private dinner for one winner and 3 guests with Coach Smith. The winner also receives a private tour of Spartans Stadium, an autographed football from Coach, tickets to a future home game, and more. For more details and to register, visit InsideTheGreenSweeps.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of Michigan State.
30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Or not to chill when your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player. No matter the challenges I face, every day always there for me, despite her own struggles with muscular dystrophy.
Back live in 3, 2, 1, live. You're live. You are back live.
And welcome back for more of the Coach Jonathan Smith Show. And we're live here in Lansing, and it's always presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but we have a kind of a special guest coming up in a segment or two from now. I mean, when you think about it, one of the great things, and we'll talk about Illinois and some facts and figures, but one of the great things is that and it doesn't show up in a telecast or a radio broadcast, but when you get to know some of these people as people, I mean, you're building in some cases, a lifelong relationship. But, in the case of Nate Carter, a star running back, I mean, here's one of the guys that openly said, I would go to this school even though I didn't play football.
Yeah, he's been great. Bunch of respect for him. One of the first guys we met when we got over here almost a year ago, and just watching him operate as a human being on and off the field, the type of leader he is for our guys, the work ethic he has. I think he's just well rounded. Football means a ton to him, but he's got family now. Being married and the school piece and. Spiritually. And so there's just a lot to like about this guy, and he continues to do it on a day-to-day basis. So we're, really proud of him. And it has been great to kind of get to know him and then see him operate and what means a lot to him on and off the field. And so he, if he'll, gets voted a captain, not just because he was a really good player, there's a lot more to him.
Well, up and coming, we got a road trip, the last regular season road game of the year. We're going to go down to Champaign and play the University of Illinois. And the Illini have had a pretty good year. 6-3 on the season, 3-3 in the Big Ten. They've been a tough out. They've only lost one game at home this year. And as we just look at some of the numbers, the one that kind of jumps out at you, they don't turn the ball over much.
No, they've done a great job with that. Starts with their, quarterback, protecting the quarterback. He's got a great touchdown interception ratio and that. You look at, they've got 3 losses, 2 of them on the road against 2 really good teams in Penn State and Oregon. And so they're playing at a high level. They started out hot, had nice road wins, and they played pretty solid at home. They are coming off, a bye just like us. They fell short to Minnesota at home their last time out, but in this league, even Minnesota, they've had a couple of nice wins against people in this. So, Illinois is one of the better teams in this league, and it'll be a challenge for us. I can dive into a little bit. Again, the quarterback's doing a nice job. He's got 2 really good receivers to throw it to. They've been explosive offensively because they can run the ball, but they got some weapons on the outside, and you match that up with the defense. I think they're barely giving over 21 points a game. Physical, really solid group there. You talk about the elements too going on the road. I think this is senior day for them, so their last home game, so they'll be celebrating some seniors and the emotions that come with that, and the wind and all of it. So we got to work cut out for us.
Everybody wants to be the guy coming in on senior day. That's what you hope to be, right? Who wants that game? But the one thing with their quarterback, his efficiency is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, completing passes, like I said, touchdown, interception, understands that offense. He actually can extend plays too. This isn't just only a guy who can throw it from the pocket. He's been really effective when he's extended plays, scrambling, getting the couple first downs with his feet. And they do a good job schematically presenting some problems, whether it's formation, personnel group, some alignment. You can see the motion receivers can create some space for them there. So that offense has been really efficient.
Well, there's a connection between Coach Bielema, the head coach at Illinois, and our tight end coach, Brian Wozniak. When Coach Bielema was in Wisconsin, they got on a roll. They won 3 straight Big Ten titles, and Brian was on all those teams. And so I had a chance to talk to him a little bit today. We're doing a little profile piece, and I asked him, is it going to be a little weird, saying hi, coach, when he's on a different sideline? And then he went through the whole progression of, well, this guy was a GA when I was at Wisconsin. Now he's on Bielema's staff, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a small little fraternity, isn't it?
It is. When you work with someone and then the years go by and guys move around and you got connections. I know Woz has a ton of respect for Coach Bielema, and he had a great experience there at Wisconsin. They were winning a bunch of games. Actually, my initial impression of Woz all the way back when I first got to know him, he'd been telling stories about Paul Christ, right? Well, Paul Christ was an assistant with Bielema for a while. Paul Christ was my first quarterback coach. And so there's connections that, you meet someone and they know, someone else, and it makes for immediate recognition and something you got a common bond on.
Well, think about this. Our first Big Ten game was against Maryland on the road. That's the last time we've had a day game on the road. And that was like another lifetime ago.
Early September, I know. It's nice to be able to be kicking off. What is it, 1:30 Central, right? To 2:30 our time. And
it's like in the same day and everything.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
I mean, you're going to be home on the same day. You will be home before midnight.
Yeah, that sounds like. I think we're scheduled. You map these out. You don't know how long the game's going to take, and sometimes travel can change. But we're shooting for about 9 o'clock at night, which will be so much earlier than some of these returns we've had.
So what are you going to do? All this extra time.
Yeah, it'd be nice. And what else is nice is to be able to just kind of wake up, eat a meal, and go to the stadium versus sitting in the hotel for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So we appreciate these earlier kickoffs.
So you finally get one or two. Yay.
Yeah, because I guess next week's not real early, but that was predetermined.
Well, we now have, I'm going to go over our trivia contest here for the people here in the audience. And if you can get this one, you get a couple of tickets to our next home. We got 2 left. We got Purdue and Rutgers coming in. And, of course, here is the question. The question is, the most touchdowns ever thrown in a single game by a Spartan quarterback against Illinois, it was 5 TDs. He threw 5 of them. Who is the MSU quarterback that holds that record for most TD passes in a single game against Illinois? And the game was in Champaign. And so that's the question. So as you talk amongst yourself, if you get the answer, I got a couple tickets to you for one of our home games coming up. We'll have more conversation with Coach Smith and our trivia answer right after this, as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Jonathan Smith Show.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
It's time to take them back. I'm Jerry Hodak, and I've lived here nearly all my life. For decades, we led the nation in bottle and can returns, cutting litter in half and preserving our natural resources. But some people have stopped returning their bottles and cans to the grocery stores, throwing away $105 million of their money. Keep Michigan green and put your money back in your pockets. Take them back, Michigan. The dime is worth your time.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad.
And welcome back to the Jonathan Smith Show, as always presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Got a good crowd here tonight. Okay, this week's Alumni Hall Spartan Trivia Ticket Giveaway winner gets tickets to an MSU home game. If you get the right answer to our question, you pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. So the question is a simple one. One of our quarterbacks threw for 5 touchdowns against Illinois in Champaign, and that is an all-time record. We've never had a quarterback throw for that many touchdowns against the Illini. And so we have somebody who thinks they've got the answer. So go ahead, give us your name.
Yes, my name is Sean Gardner, and the answer to that question is none other than Drew Stanton.
Drew Stanton, he lit him up, man. He just lit him up that game. Yeah. And so he went 20-26, 259 yards, 5 TDs, no picks. And get this final score. Michigan State 61, Illinois 14. September 24th, 2005. And by the way, as a little side note, with the game in hand, they put in Brian Hoyer. He threw for 2 more touchdowns. So we had a pretty good day. Tough day to be the secondary coach for the Illini, I think, on that one. Well, we've got some people here that are starting to get noticed and getting some post-season chatter for recognition. And maybe we could talk a little bit about this. Is an interesting one. And if Jonathan Kim wins this award, he'll be the second in our history to do it. And it's called the, see if I get this right, Bullsworth Trophy. And what that's all about is that trophy goes to the best walk-on in the nation every year. One walk-on, one would go on to win a Heisman Trophy. Kenny Willekes in our world, an outstanding defensive lineman, walked on here, and he won this. And even though Jonathan Kim didn't walk on here, he did walk on at North Carolina before he transferred. That'd be kind of a cool thing for him to get, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be really cool. And he's playing really well. You look at it, his numbers and the field goals and all of that. That'd be a special deal because I think he's 17 and 19 and close to leading the conference currently. And he's been big for us. He's got a game winner under his belt. So hopefully we can keep that going, and he's got a chance at this award.
17 for 19. What a luxury.
Yeah.
They can't go get us 3. Just go in there and do it.
Right, because it's not always guaranteed. And to have it, and really you think about, he's got 2 misses, and I know one of them's like 55 yards out. And so he's been huge for us.
And the one thing that I think's been consistent, you kind of expected that, I think, out of him and your punter, Ryan Eckerly. Boy, I mean, I know this is biased on my part, but if he doesn't win the Ray Guy Award as the best punter in the country, I think something's off, because this guy can turn a field. He can kick it long. He can kick it short. He can be almost magical with what he does with his foot. And I don't know, 49.2 average is not too bad considering he's not trying to boom it every time.
Yeah, he's been, because it's a lot about, you want to kick it with some distance, but the hang time and really the placement of it. Is it near the sideline, limiting in a return? And that's when you get good net like that, 49.2. And I think Eckley would talk too about the guys surrounding him. So he puts a good hit on the ball, but then we got to go cover this thing. And that unit, really, besides the last time we were out, they've been great throughout the year. And Eckley's having a great year.
It's interesting. Jonathan Kim will openly admit that he'll kind of hint that he's not a football player; he's a kicker. So, do you talk to these guys much? Because the image of these guys, they kind of go off on their own, and you wave at them, and they just do whatever they do.
They do at practice, right? And we try to break up practice so special teams is intermixed throughout, so it's not just all at the beginning, and they can take off. But I think those guys do a good job of kind of continuing to help out the team. They're not taking a bunch of reps when offense, defense is up there, but they're involved and locked in, and they're working at their craft. Yeah, they might be over to the side, but you see them over there where they're snapping, holding, kicking, even just working on dropping the ball as a punter. Those guys work really hard.
Well, what do you think about these fifth-year senior Montoya Foster is having? He needs 2 more grabs to hit 100 for his career. He's come on good lately.
Yeah, it's been really consistent for us, throughout the year. Has had some big plays for us. You think about, some opportunities missed too, and he'll get a couple more catches, no question, these next 3. But he has really, solidified that room, because we got a couple younger guys that he's helping to bring along in that room, and someone we really have counted on, and he's been doing it for a long time at this place.
22 straight games, he's caught at least 1 pass. That's pretty good.
That's consistent. Yeah, that's really good.
The odds are you could be the greatest receiver ever, and you might not catch a pass in the game.
Yeah, that can totally happen. But you do it 22 straight. You talk about durability, just being available, let alone, besides the receiver end, he's doing a great job on the return game for us. Being a punt return, you got to be a great decision maker as well as having some hands, and kind of fearless back there. And so he brings that to the table as well.
So did you ever have a go-to guy when you were quarterbacking?
Oh, yeah. There's always, a guy or two that thinks they're the go-to guy, and I had a couple of them that were pretty good when I was playing.
So a guy that's pretty good, and you're coaching him, true freshman Nick Marsh. This guy's unbelievable. He's already set a record for the most season yards for a true freshman, passing Cody White. Before it's all said and done, with 3 games to go and hopefully postseason, he'll also have the record for most receptions for a true freshman in his history of MSU football. And I keep asking the same question to him. Did you realize how good this guy was going to be?
Yeah, we thought he was going to be good, and he's gone totally from this guy's going to be good to he is good currently. Because even though off of some of those numbers, you think about this guy missed a couple of games too. It's not like he's played. He took an injury, missed 2 games, but he has been a highlight reel in a lot of ways. You think about that red zone touchdown he had last week. Physically gifted, but mature enough to handle all that he's handling right now as an 18-year-old with the school and the accolades, which are well-deserved. He's a special talent in person.
I can't imagine doing all he's doing and being 18. I just can't. I just can't. By the way, the Jonathan Smith Show is hosted by One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. Join us for all the MSU coaches shows at our Lansing location and visit onenorthdining.com. And by the way, Spartan fans, gear up for the MSU FCU Visa credit card. Featuring the Spartan helmet, it's a perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at msufcu.org and make every purchase make you feel like a proud Spartan. We'll be back with more of the Spartan Football Show with Jonathan Smith, brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. First, a break on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
I love getting out and trying new things. But my seizures have always kept me back. Thankfully, the providers and researchers at MSU Healthcare work together to get my epilepsy under control. So now I can try anything.
At MSU Healthcare, helping you do you is what matters most to us. In fact, it's our mission. Visit healthcare.msu.edu to find a provider.
Do you bleed green? Time to show it. As part of global healthcare leader Abbott and the Big Ten's We Give Blood Drive competition, you can help make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donation and save lives in the process. For more information and to find out how you can make your donation count for MSU, please visit big10.org/Abbott or contact Versity or your local blood donation center to sign up for a local upcoming blood drive.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
And welcome back for more of the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Jonathan Smith Show. And by the way, we do have a microphone up here if somebody wants to come up and ask a question of our guest or of Coach Smith. And if you're listening at home, our call number is 877-535-1678. 877-535-1678. Welcome, Nate Carter. And, we're going to go through his numbers, and they're pretty impressive. Over 2,000 yards rushing. And but I want to reflect. And by the way, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And so at the beginning of the season, as you know, last season had a little turmoil involved in it. And Nate Carter's a pretty good running back, and there's a lot of places and options he had available to him. And so we were doing a little piece, a preseason piece, and I asked him, "Why did you stay?" And in the answer he gave made me feel really good about a lot of things. So for these people to hear the answer, I'll ask you now: why did you stay?
Yeah, that's such a great question. Once again, thanks for having me. Thanks guys for coming out. I think for me, I just loved Michigan State in general. When I was in the transfer portal and I was trying to figure out a school of where to go to, and there was a lot of options I had, and I was just really praying, really just asking God, okay, Lord, where would you want me at? Where do I feel like I can grow as a man, as a person, as a teammate? And he kind of opened up the door for Michigan State to be that place for me, to really feel like a family atmosphere and a place where I was like, hey, like, even if I wasn't playing football here, I would still want to go to school here. And I tell that to the young guys all the time when they ask me, hey, how do I know which college to go to? I was like, if you weren't playing football there, would you still want to go there? Like, with the atmosphere, with the academics, what it brings you, with the culture of what the school in general is, would you still want to be a part of that? And that was Michigan State for me. So that's why I chose to stay.
So what did you think first time you met this fella next to you, Coach Smith?
Yeah, it's such a funny story when I met them. I met them literally the first day you guys actually came into the hotel. I met most of the coaching staff. It was great, and for me, it was like, okay, obviously going through the adversity that we had last season and coming in with a new coaching staff, and for me, it's like every single year of my college football career, I've had a different coaching staff.
That's true.
which is just so crazy. But it was just exciting for me to be able to sit down and for them to be open to answer the questions I had of, hey, like, why did you guys come? What's the plan here and things like that. Not just for Coach Smith, but really for all of the coaches as well. And just for me to have that first impression, it really vice versa from them, first impression to me, and for me have a first impression to them. And it was from right there, I'm like, okay, these guys came here because they believe in us. They believe in the school. They believe in what they can do for us and what they can do for Michigan State football. And that was really impressive to me.
So, Jonathan, what did you think of him first time you met
first
him?
impressions, no question. He came in with solid questions, was open ears to letting us talk a little bit, but at the same time had pointed questions of why and where we're headed and all of that. And so, really, ever since that point, because it was the first player we met, because we're all at the same hotel, just getting over here and things, and then all of a sudden, it was a Nate Carter, and he played running back here, and then we were conversating in the lobby for over an hour. Very impressive.
So the one thing, and I don't think anybody would know what this is like unless they've actually done it. So you get the ball and you're running and you disappear for a second and then you squirt out or you spin. How do you know where you're going when you're engulfed with the other team all over you?
I give a lot of praise to my running back coach, Coach KB, because he really does a great job preparing not just me, but also all the running backs to really for each and every game, as far as the run schemes, what the defense is going to do, what the offensive line is going to do. And it really helps us to make the game a little bit easier for us, and it slows the game down for us because of how from Sunday really all the way up till game time, how he prepares us for those games where we can have those opportunities where we really trust in the scheme, we trust in the process, and we trust in all that we've worked on from practice that is going to show up in the game. So I really give a lot of credit to Coach getting us prepared for that, and us just trusting in his process and being able to do what he coached us to do throughout the week on Saturday.
I just was wondering if you've ever squirted out of a pack of defenders and go, oh my goodness, I'm still standing. I better take off.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there probably sure there's times that happens. God has given me a great ability to be able to play this game. I'm thankful for that. And when as I'm going through the play, I don't really think of that. But as I watch the film and sometimes go back in the game, I'm like, oh man, like I didn't even think I did that. So it's funny seeing the film after the game and being like, okay, like God bless him with the ability to be able to make those plays.
One of the guys in our broadcast crew, J.U. Callcrick, had a great career at Michigan State. And he said one of the things that really helped him, he had a running mate guy named Ringer. And between the two of them, they scored a ton of points and gained a lot of ground. But he said he didn't have to carry the entire load the whole game. And here you're sitting there with K'Ron Lynch-Adams, a veteran. Having somebody like that to come in, and he is also having great success this year, how much has that helped you?
It's helped me a lot. Not only that, but it's really fun. K'Ron is such a great teammate, and he's such a great friend. And since he's come this summer with the running back room that we had, he's really has just brought such a light and joy. It's fun for us to be able to go out there and watch each other work and to compete and to really see each other do our thing, on Saturdays. And it's fun when I see him on the sidelines and I'm see him doing his thing and having his breakout games and vice versa. And we're making each other better and we're growing with each other. It's a healthy competition between us two. It's not like an ego thing where it's like one versus the other. It's like both of us are in this together. And that's what I truly love about our friendship, and not just between K-Ron, but really between all the running backs in the running back room. We all have this culture where it's a family, and we love to see each other's success, and we're continuously pushing each other and helping each other grow so that they are successful on the field, so that all of us are achieving our goals and dreams, not just individually, but really for this team. So that's what I love about our room, and especially with K-Ron since he's been here.
And so this off week, how is it for you?
It's been great. It's been great. And, we're blessed to be able to get 2 bye weeks, and Coach Smith definitely talks about winning the bye week. And I believe that the 2 bye weeks that we've had, we've been able to win it. And as far as, taking a deep breath from the game, learning from the previous games, being able to get our body back in full recovery, so that we can be able to play our best football in November, which is what Coach Smith preaches about, is us being able to finish off this month playing our best football and being on a constant state of improvement. So this bye week really was that, of us going back in the weight room, going back in the film room, doing all those things so that we can continuously be on a constant level and a constant state of improvement, so that when we go out on Illinois, we can put our best foot forward and leave there with a win.
So can you stay for one more segment?
I can.
Okay. Whenever you shop at Meijer, you shop for the entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meijer.com. We'll return for more of the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance, after this, as you are on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Hey Spartan fans, the 2024 basketball season is tipping off, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in the state, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Spartans. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
We're back live for the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And by the way, raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to become a foster parent today. Visit Michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how to help young people and support their ambitions of all ages. You can absolutely get a hold of these people and become part of what they are doing. Before we get on the show, a little programming note. Saturday, obviously, we play in Champaign. The network will take the air at 1 o'clock Eastern time. And then immediately following that broadcast, we'll come back to Lansing from Champaign, as the basketball team will be playing Bowling Green. So if you like radio and you like Michigan State, we got a whole lot of it for you coming up on Saturday. Our special guest, Nate Carter, star running back for Michigan State, all-around good guy. And Nate, we got some questions from the audience.
Hi, Dominic from Lansing. Nate?
So Dominic, go ahead and move that a little closer to you. There you go.
Sorry about that. Nate, as someone who has lived the portal as a player, I mean, we do a lot of reading and stuff. What would you say from a player standpoint that's good about the portal, and also what would you say would be bad about the portal?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think for me, personally, what was good about the portal is it gave me an opportunity for me to have a bigger stage as far as my football ability. I'm coming from a small school at UConn. I knew that I had the opportunity to play at a bigger stage, and it was my dream to play at a bigger stage. And I felt that I was being called to go somewhere else. And it's definitely not an easy decision, especially when you've been at school for so long and you've developed relationships with teammates and you've developed relationships with coaches, and you have that urge to be like, I think there's something better, and that was that context for me, is that I believe that God was calling me to something bigger, something better, and that was Michigan State for me. And that's the blessing of the portal, is to have the opportunity to do that. And the downsides of that is I think that a lot of young guys and, athletes get the portal and they think, okay, if I'm not starting, then I have to go in the portal. Or if I'm not making not with the NIL, if I'm not making enough money, then I have to go to the portal. And I just think, and I beware of athletes doing things for the wrong reasons, and just doing it to try to get a one up, because the portal is not just one size fits all thing. It doesn't. I've had many teammates since that played for me at UConn that went in the portal and have never played college football since then. So it's not everybody's story, and it's not one size fits all. So it's not my story doesn't compare to another person's story as far as the portal. But I just think that you have to ensure that you're going in the portal for the right reasons, and not for reasons that are really good, really selfish reasons, for things that it's all about you. If that makes sense.
Yeah. We have another question.
Hi, I was glad to hear that you would be here, even if it wasn't for football. So outside of football, what do you enjoy either on campus or around town? What's your favorite thing to do outside of football?
My favorite thing to do outside of football is to hang out with my beautiful wife, Madison, who is here today. Give her a round of applause. Believe it or not, I'm a homebody. So other than I love to read. I'm a big reader. I also love to watch movies and to watch shows. That's kind of what, when I grew up with family, and we always were big movies. And I love to hike. I love to go on hikes. And so things like that. So that's kind of Nathan Carter outside of the football context, and really just hang around with friends and family. That really is an amazing time to take advantage of that time to have with family and friends, and then obviously hanging out with my wife as well. So.
He's trying to score every point he can. Yeah. You know that. Okay. Gary, you have a question.
I don't have a question. I have a comment to make that I'd like to share with the people in this room, especially his wife. Last April, several officers from the Downtown Coaches Club decided to meet with some of the players to discuss bringing players into our events through NIL. Nate was really the leader of that group. And the thing I want to share is, he mentioned money earlier. It's not about money with this guy. He basically said to us, if you're going to pay us to attend your functions and greet and meet with your members, I would like that you pay every player the same amount. That spoke volumes with me.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Well, one of the other things he did, and Coach can talk about this, he represented Michigan State at the Big Ten Media Days. And I've always been kind of a coat and tie guy, but when he walked up and we interviewed him, I felt like I needed a new tie, maybe a new coat. How was that for you?
It was a dream come true, and actually my wife dressed me, so thank her.
Yeah, he's really on a roll, isn't he? Man, holy cow.
It was really a dream come true for me. I remember being in high school and kind of watching athletes do those Big Ten media days and different conferences, doing things like that. And I was like, man, like it would be amazing to be able to have the opportunity to do that for my school. And little did I know that I would be chosen as one of the guys to do that. And it was such an amazing experience, really a blessing for me to be able to represent Michigan State in that way, to go to Big Ten Media Day and to be able to talk to so many people, really just to meet so many people. I mean, from coaches to media to different players that were there. It was truly an amazing experience, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to do that. Also with Jack Billing and with Dylan Tatum, like those guys were amazing as well. And we all had just a great time being able to represent our team well, and I hope that we did that.
Boy, they did without a question, and you think about going to this is a big stage, a full day, a lot of cameras, all of that, but in talking about football and representing the place. And so you think about Nate, but we're learning more and more about him. It was an easy decision to have this guy who had played at a high level, but also to represent the place, to be well-spoken in front of the media. He did a great job down there.
Real quick before we let you go, Nate, the responsibility of being a captain, what's that like?
It's amazing, and it's huge. And I'm privileged that my teammates chose me to be one of the captains for our team. And I hope that it wasn't just because of football, but I hope it was because of the man that I am and the way that I carry myself and how I choose to lead this team in this way, and not only that, but also the coaches trusted me, and it's a huge responsibility, and I accept that responsibility. And I'm so thankful that I have that responsibility, and I hope that I can pass that on to the next year's captains and next year's captains, and that I can continue to show forth my character and just the man that I am, not on this team, not just only on this team, really to the community and in general. So I'm very blessed that I was chosen to do that, and it means a lot to me. It's like I said, it's a dream come true. It really is.
Let's hear it from Nate Carter. How about that, huh?
Thank you, guys.
There you go. We'll be back with more of the Jonathan Smith Show right here, brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Rocket met with first-time home buyers to get real about buying a home.
When you don't understand the process, you don't know what steps to take.
Money is just scary to begin with.
There's so many question marks. I wish there was like a home ownership coach out there.
My name's Austin. I'm an executive at Rocket. We're doing a lot, but we can do more. Just listening to you today.
Get real solutions to real concerns. Call 800-4ROCKET.
Rocket Mortgage LLC, NMLS number 33, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
And we're live from Lansing for the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And by the way, Duckett Brothers Distributing is proud to sponsor this year's Green Team at Spartan Stadium. They'll be there helping clean up Spartan Stadium, concluding each home game this season, which we got 2 left. A Friday night game with Purdue and then Rutgers to wrap up the regular season. Let's lend them a hand by keeping Spartan Stadium green and clean and disposing of trash in the concourse receptacles. And also of importance, a global healthcare leader, Abbott, MSU, and the Big Ten need to help in a donation. They have a drive called the We Give Blood Drive competition. Let's make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donation. To find out more, visit bigten.org/Abbott or contact a local blood donation center to sign up today. Well, Jonathan, we have a question here in the audience.
Yeah, Jonathan, I was just wondering, you've been here for just about a year. What are some positives about the state of Michigan or Midwest in general? And what are, besides the Wolverines, some negatives that you would find? I don't expect you to name any people or anything, but just overall impressions of the state and Midwest in general.
You know, the state, it starts with the people, especially East Lansing, have been welcoming from the get-go. I've enjoyed that. I mean, the fall is beautiful. First time is going through the seasons. You talk about the colors of the leaves changing. The campus itself, how beautiful that is through the fall. Spartan Stadium stands out to me in that atmosphere, and that's been great. On the negative sides, I will say some of these roads on occasion, you know, I'm driving home. That's been new to me, maybe being in the state. Besides that, nothing really stands out on the negative side, but it has been a great place to be.
There you go. There is always one thing, right? It's always one. By the way, Franklin, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief program every weekday on Spartan Media Network stations across our great state, presented by Frank & Muth Insurance. Start a frank conversation about your insurance with one of our local independent agents by visiting fmins.com. Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Jonathan Smith Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
And welcome back to the Jonathan Smith Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. By the way, our show today comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar offers curbside pickup. And don't forget, all of the MSU coaches shows are here. Make your reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. And by the way, if you missed any of the MSU Coaches shows, you want to go back and hear or watch one again, look up Spartan Media Network anywhere you get your podcast. Well, one of the great things about Michigan State is it's sort of a family, no doubt. And there's always fun to watch, like the head football coach go to a hockey game. How's that been?
Yeah, that was a blast. I went this last Saturday and saw them win. You know, nice 2 wins really against Ohio State. The atmosphere of that place. Adams has done a great job. It's been great getting to know him, and that's what's fun a little bit about the culture of Michigan State. Other head coaches getting to know each other. Yeah, supporting and things, checking in, and looking forward to catching multiple basketball games. You know, Coach Izzo, you know, he's been at ours a bunch, and they're going to have a nice year. I know they tough one last night and all that, but even Robin, women's basketball, soccer, right, kicking off in the playoffs on Saturday. So wishing them the best of luck. It's exciting times for other sports to be able to, you know, feel like you're supporting and contributing to helping them out.
So let's say when you go to a basketball game, do you get mobbed by people saying, Jonathan, hi, how you doing?
Yeah, it's a good thing. I think when people are excited. Now, again, when I was undefeated last time we were going to basketball games because that was when I first got here, and hopefully you want people excited. And I enjoy going to the games, taking the family. I know my family likes basketball games and other sports.
Gotcha. So, Illinois. I understand. I asked Jonathan in the break if he ever been to Illinois. To my surprise, he said yes.
Yeah, I haven't been to the stadium, but been to the Champaign, Urbana area. Got some family on my wife's side, so I've been out there. But this is 20 some odd years ago, so this will be kind of first experience at their setup, and looking forward to seeing that. But also got a real challenge with they're a good football team.
So let's talk about what Coach Bielema has done down there. He had a rebuild going, and he's had some moments like you mentioned.
Yeah, I think he's created an identity. You know what they're doing on all 3 phases, and he's in year I think it's 4 over there. But physicality on defense has been really efficient offensively and taking a step. Got a quarterback that's playing at a high level. They're good on teams too. They got a nice punt returner who's had multiple creases. He's close in the conference out on his average on return. So he's got some things established there, and they're playing well this season.
So do they look like anybody we played so far?
Off the top of my head, that's a good question. I think it's some similarities schematically. Iowa, sound defense, the way they like to run the ball and things. That's probably the first one I think of.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Always good joining you here.
Coach Smith taking his guys to Champaign. By the way, thanks to our show coordinator, Owen Cronin. Our on-site producer is Nick Chase, and our studio producer is Noah Kelly. Always thanks to Ben Flieger with his help on this show from the athletic department, and Gage Dansby handles all the live streaming and social media. A reminder, we take the air across our great state, 1 o'clock on Saturday, followed by basketball. Our next show here on the 20th. Thanks for coming.
The Owners Insurance presentation of the Jonathan Smith Show has been brought to you by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. And by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Jonathan Smith Show is a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved, and is produced by the Spartan Media Network.